Welcome. This is GangaikondaCholapuram, the place of capital of Rajendra Chola. We are now observing a temple that is replica of Bruhadeshwar temple of Thanjavur. So if you observe that video of Bruhadeshwar temple of Thanjavur, then you will find the similar things here. But this temple is miniature replica of that Bruhadeshwar temple. Now, we are aware that Thanjavur was ruled by various dynasties from very ancient period, whereas Cholas, out of that the most prominent Chol, that was Rajaraja Chol, he built up this Bruhadeshwar temple at Thanjavur, whereas the next ruler, that is Rajendra Chola, he shifted capital nearby city that is called as GangaikondaCholapuram, and then he built up a similar temple over here. You can find a Nandi, that is a very great Nandi is here. Now this idol we are calling it some hypothetical animal which is present in the space, like that explained by our local guide over there. Now this is the structure developed by Rajendra Chola. Now the question is there, why the name of city is such huge name, that GangaikondaCholapuram, like that name is there? The reason is that we have to trace back in the history that when Gupta Emperor Samudragupta, he marched towards South India, he defeated many kings in South India. It is mentioned that some 36 kings from South India were taken as captive to the Gupta capital, that is at Pataliputra, whereas to take revenge, most probably this Rajendra Chola marched towards north, but in much later phase, and he reached in the Gangetic valleys, and therefore he took title as GangaikondaChola. So this is the title of Rajendra Chola, and then he established his city named after his title as GangaikondaChola, his title, and Puram, that means the city. This Rajendra Chola was very great king. He expanded his empire in Gangetic Valley till north in North India till Gangetic Valley, whereas he conquered Andaman Nicobar Islands also. And then he went further and occupied Indonesian parts of island. So very vast empire was set out during his rule, because his earlier emperor Rajaraja Chola already occupied Maldives and Cheras, that is Kerala. And so we can consider that after Satvahan, the maximum part of South India was controlled by this Chola dynasty. You can observe variety of idols over this temple. It is same to same, we can consider like Bruhadeshwar temple, but some changes we can see that some well is there in the temple premises. Temple is considerably small temple, and artwork is almost same to same artwork we can find out here. As we observe this artwork on Bruhadeshwar temple, similar artwork is found over here. This is series of photographs of this great temple. Now this is also Lord Shiva temple. Various epical stories are carved out on this temple. Various deities are there on this temple carved out at outside. But the most important thing, the Tamilnadu government maintained this entire structure in very good condition. Prior to that, some destruction or loss of structure was there, but that was rebuilt, and the reconstruction of the lost part that is going on. It is same again, that hypothetical animal as explained by local guide over there. So the structures you can observe. This is we are again calling as a peak of Dravidian style of architecture. As we discuss in case of Bruhadeshwar temple, same thing you can observe over here, that the Vimana or a central part, that is Shikhar of the temple, is tall as compared to the Gopuram. We can observe Gopuram also, but Gopuram are not that developed. In latter phase, you can find that Gopuram developed great artwork, whereas the central Shikhar, that is Vimana, is not having that artwork and that is not that tall. The most prominent thing become Gopuram in latter phase of development. But the huge stone structures were carved out. You can observe similar structures, something hypothetical animal, as we observe Sphinx. So similarly, some huge structures are there. I'm showing you this photograph. Whereas the photograph of temple from outside, the prominence of Nandi, and now we are shifting over to another place, that is palace of Rajendra Chola. These boards are put forward by Archaeological Survey Department of India, whereas this is the palace site which is excavated. So during the course of time, this entire palace was ruined out. Only the location of that palace was known, and now we can observe this palace in form of only excavated form. Some pillars locations are found. They are digging out here, and then you can check out the extent of palace over here. Huge palace must be present. In this camera we can't show exact size because whatever we are recording, that is coming under this picture. But in next part you can check out with the size of man. We can compare that how big that palace was. The name of city I am revising again, that is GangaikondaCholapuram. Myself going over there. You can now compare the size of palace, and now we are zooming out that you can find out certain work, bricks and stone work is there. Now the question is that there was a huge lake also. According to records, very huge lake was there near the GangaikondaCholapuram. But today we are not getting any evidence of that. At least when we visited personally, we are not getting any records. But in this GangaikondaCholapuram, there is museum maintained by government, and whatever the excavated things we found in this palace, in this ruins of palace, they kept that things in that museum in protected manner. So if you are visiting out this site, it's a very nice site to visit, because the next you can visit from here, that is Kumbhakonam, where another style of art and architecture you can find over there, that just I explained in this video and previous video also, that is the height of Gopuram is more, and well decorated Gopuram of the temple you can observe that site at Kumbhakonam. So here if you are visiting out this site, now you can compare the greatness of this palace. Whereas when we observe this museum, you will get idea that what structures they were there in these palaces. Anyway, so the thing is that the great emperor Rajendra Chola, he built out here a palace, but now it is in ruined form. So this is about the GangaikondaCholapuram.